There's one thing I always refrain from doing on this channel is giving grades to the mods I review. I never felt that grades were a fair assessment of something's worth. For example, I reviewed The Journey recently. I recommended people to try it out because I genuinely enjoyed it. I think it's a flawed but very unique, cool and interesting mod. If I had to give The Journey a grade, it would be a 6 out of 10, maybe 6.5, but if I said that, if I opened with this, nobody would try it. There's so many 8s and 9s out there, why even bother with a 6? And that's the issue, and why I have this rule of not giving grades. Because this 6 is still worth something. It's still a cool experience. First, it's someone's vision that tried to tell his own story and did a pretty decent job at it. We should never forget that we are talking about free mods here, made by passionate people on their free time, out of their love for the games. I think a decent 6 deserves some recognition. And how many times in your life a good 6, for example an objectively mid movie, made a bigger impression on you than a mainstream 9 acclaimed by everyone? You see what I'm trying to say here? So yeah, I don't think that grades are the whole story. So I try to craft my mod recommendations around something more tangible, a bit more personal. Maybe because I'm a 6 in real life and I think I deserve better, who knows. Anyways, but what's my point with all that rambling? I don't even know anymore. Oh yeah, I was thinking about doing a tier list of all the story mods I played so far, so giving them grades in a way, but wasn't sure if it was a good idea, so let me know what you think. So today we are talking about SFZ Project. SFZ Project is a 9 actually, easily. I wish I was a 9 too. Okay, let's focus. Big shout out to everyone who kept pestering me to try it, you know who you are. This was an absolute treat. Probably the best thing I've played this year, by far, so thank you. I'm gonna keep this video short and try to show you as little as possible, just enough for me to talk about this mod, but nothing more, and avoid any kind of spoilers obviously, because this is absolutely worth playing blind, especially because it's a very short mod. You will finish it in one binging session, something like 5-6 hours of gameplay, tops. That's the amount of time it took me, and I wasted a lot of it because I'm a dum-dum that can't read and follow simple instructions. The average gamer experience will probably be even shorter. That might be actually this mod's biggest flaw, how short it is. I wish there was more. And I'm not even sure calling it a mod really does it justice. It feels more like a standalone indie game built inside the STALKER engine. And having a project of such quality, completely free, built by passionate members of the modding community, it still blows my mind. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. SFZ Project Episode 0 Deluxe Remake, yes, that's a mouthful, is an overhaul, a remake of an older mod from 2020, SFZ Project Episode 0. I haven't played the original, so I can't talk about the differences between the two, but it looks like the original was highly praised too when it came out, and arguably is still worth playing, even with this remake, because both have very different feel and vibe, apparently. The remake brings a complete graphical overhaul, new mechanics, new soundscape and music, changes to the level design. The main plot is still the same, but the story overhaul has been completely revamped. So this remake really reshapes everything with a big layer of technical upgrades on top, and that's the version we're gonna talk about today. You play as a mercenary sent to the zone to investigate the third blowout, an emission so strong it pretty much wiped all life in the zone. Your job is pretty simple: contact Sakharov when you get there and find out what happened. But as soon as you arrive, you realize that nothing feels right here. The tone is set immediately when you start the game. It's heavy, it's atmospheric, the graphics and sound design are on another level. You can see right away there is no jank here, it's not your average Stalker mod. The UI is clean, simple, the level of polish and attention to detail is insane, and you can feel the influence of horror games like Silent Hill straight away. You've been playing for not even 5 minutes and you already feel completely alone. There's this constant sense of isolation and mystery. Makes you realize how great sound design and soundtrack can completely shape the feel of a game. You also notice you can't save your game. Just like the old typewriter system in Resident Evil, your progress can only be saved at specific radios scattered around the world. And they all come with a nice, relaxing music and a warm light, so you can have some rest in a safe place for a bit, before having to step out again in the unknown eventually. It's a simple mechanic, but it ramps up the tension perfectly, and there will be a lot of these. SFZ Project is a slow, steady burner. It's not a combat mode. You will barely use your weapons your whole playthrough, and when you do, these moments hit hard because they're rare and far in between. The fights are not here to challenge you or to prove your skills. They're here to serve the story, crank up the tension for a while when it matters, and then fade away, leaving you back alone in a silent and mysterious world. Speaking of the story, it unfolds naturally as you play. You get bits of it through cutscenes, talking to people, finding notes and PDAs, and just exploring. It gives you just enough to keep you curious, to keep you pushing forward, and trying to figure out what the hell is actually going on. And the writing overall is great. The dialogues are funny, touching, sad, completely absurd at times. The NPCs feel real. We are so far from the cheesy, corny stories and dialogue from some other mods. This is a whole league on its own. Really outstanding writing. There is no grind, no endless fetch quest, no bloated mechanics, just a slow burning mystery that slowly unravels as you play. You can see that every location has been carefully handcrafted. I mean, technically there's only one location, the whole story takes place in Cordon, but every aspect of it has been completely reworked, with a whole secret underground crawling under the map, but I won't say anymore, we said no spoilers, and that's for you to discover. The plot is very similar in fashion as Special Anomaly if you already played it, at least exploring similar themes as spatial anomalies, time loops, and psychological horror in general. Visually, this mod is just beautiful. I can't believe they made the OGSR engine look so good. I knew there's been a lot of steady improvements to it, but this project takes it to another level. And more importantly, it's consistent. There's a real vision behind it, and it fits perfectly the story. It's a bit hungry performance-wise, I'd say on the same level of a big mod pack like Gamma, but my potato could run it with everything on max without too many issues. And it runs smoothly, stability is excellent, no crashes or bugs or anything, something rare enough in Stalker mods that it's worth mentioning. The sound design and atmosphere are perfectly crafted also, probably one of the best experiences I've had in a while, and it adds so much to the experience. It's haunting, sometimes calming, sometimes unnerving. There's no voice acting, but it doesn't matter. They're definitely trying to push the envelope with some song choices. Some of them are absolutely perfect, some I found a bit out of place, and that's probably the only issue I had with the mod. But it's only related to specific events in the story. Overall, the sound design and music choices are outstanding. Even the UI sounds, like the PDA and task notifications, are polished and satisfying. There's a lot of other details I could talk about, like the random achievements you can get, how cool, really well written and original some of the side quests are, how the whole mod feels like a long dream that slowly turns into a nightmare, with some really funny moments that lift a bit the heavy mood at times. Or how they fully implemented some new mechanics, like the signs and gestures. For example, while sneaking on a mutant with a friend, you can tell him without making any noise that you're ready to jump the monster, and go for it together. And it's just one example that comes to mind. You will discover a lot of other things like this. SFZ Project is short, focused, and just really well put together. It doesn't feel like some weekend hobby project. The devs knew exactly what they wanted to make and just nailed it. It's not trying to be a bit of everything, it's not a sandbox, it's not a big shooter, it's a pure, perfectly crafted story mode meant to be played once and that will stick with you. If you're big into the atmosphere and mystery of Stalker and want something that's not about endless grinding or combat, you have to experience this mod. I'd say even if you like more action-packed gunplay focus mod, you will still enjoy this. That's how good this mod is. It's incredibly polished, unique, and honestly one of the best story mods I've played so far. It sets the bar pretty high for what a short, narrative Stalker experience can be. I'll drop all the links and install info in the description as usual. I'm not gonna make an install guide, I don't think it's necessary, everything is really simple. Just go play it, you won't regret it. I mean, I'm not sure I can get in there. I kinda want to check the skeleton, but I got fried in so many anomalies. Okay, a PDA, and that's it. Okay, we made it. Let me check. PDA of an unknown stalker. That's it. That was just for this. So the PDA just recorded his last moment before he fried himself. Okay. I love this mod.